Third rail hum under my feet. Newsstand ink on my thumb. Same sky over every block.
Yeah.
Different clouds.
Same drum. Clock hands on concrete. Shadows stretch over the grate. Old man sweeping up glass, mumbling, son, don't be late. Not for work, for your life, for the questions you duck. Why the richest on the billboard still feel stuck? Why the kid on the corner quote books he ain't read? Why the loudest in the room sleep worse than they bed? I've been watching my breath, fog on December glass. Every exhale a ghost trying to outrun my past. Yellow cabs flash the curb, soak my hem, sting my pride. I remember that night when they said he died. Bullet found my brother's friend, not the one who shot first. Same block, same beef, same church, new hearse. And I asked in the pew if the truth got a price, if a lie tastes sweet till you chewing on ice, if time really heal or just hide every scar like tags under posters on the side of the bar.
What is life when the lights go down?
Is it all in your head? Is it all in your head?
What is time but a ghost in town?
Just a hand that you shared, just a hand that you tripped.
Truth walks slow through the smoke of the block. We chase, we stop, we stare at the clock. What is life when the train rolls by?
Just a face in the glass and a blink in the sky. Ramming steam in my palm, notebook open, ink bleed. Landlord banging the door, talking rent need. On the table 3 bills, 1 mic, 1 shot. If I pay all these dues, do I own this spot? Or we all just tenants in a skin suit lease? Trying to write our initials on a moving piece. I seen time been slow in a hospital hall where the second hand crawl like it's scared to fall. Mama whispering prayers in a cotton and tube. I heard every missed call from the things I refuse, like I'll visit next week. I quit soon, I swear, truth stare through the glass like you already here. We chase more, get more, then we more afraid. Like the taller the stack, the more fragile the day. So I stash up moments like crumpled receipts, proof I lived in between work shifts and sleep.
What is life when the lights go down?
Is it all in your head? Is it all in your head?
What is time but a ghost in town?
Just a hand that you shared, just a hand that you shared.
Truth walks slow through the smoke of the block. We chase, we stop, we stare at the clock. What is life when the train rolls by?
Just a face in the glass and a blink in the sky. Maybe we more than our hustle and hurt, more than that name on a shirt, more than the nights that we wasted in fear. Counting the years. Maybe we just like that steam in the cold, gone in the breath, still felt, still bold. Maybe the point ain't to beat that end, it's to die as yourself, not a trend, my friend. I argue with silence on these subway rides. Graffiti scriptures flicker on the tunnel sides. Live free, die real in a rush, black line. Profit with a marker on borrowed time. Kidnap on his mom lap, headphone leak bass. Whole world in his screen, whole universe in his face. He don't see that vet with the far off stare who survived 3 tours, still ain't really there. He don't see that nurse counting tips on the phone, saving every soft dollar for a place of our own. We all holding on tight to a story we tell. I'm a good one, I'm chosen, I'm a piece of hell. Maybe truth ain't a throne, it's a folding chair by. Maybe truth ain't a throne, it's a folding chair by.
Steam from the grave, coffee in my hand, clock hands on the sidewalk, sand inside the sand. I grew up where the corners kept the secrets. Graffiti on the gate spelling out the missing pieces. Old heads on the crate talk fate and allegiance. Say the rent too high and the faith too recent. I'm walking by a pawn shop, faces in the glass. Time in the watches, time slipping past. Guy with the gold tooth laughing at the math. Says you can own every minute, still lose the path. I was young, but afraid stayed large in my brain. Like a fly on a pole in the pouring rain. Peeling at the edges, still loud, still playing. You can buy more time, but you can't buy change. See, we chase that advance, but advance to where? Penthouse press with a basement stair. We repair our shoes, not the weight we wear. Scroll through 1,000 lives, still feel bad. Mama said, boy, you better learn what you're chasing. Truth doesn't live in the things you replacing. Every little lie that you tell is a payment. Every quiet night is a test you stay in. I ain't answering, I just nodded my head. Stared at the ceiling fan spinning like dread. Years turned the fan to a halo instead. And I wonder what I traded for the lines that I bled. Time don't talk, it just moves. Running through my fingers like I still can't choose. Truth don't bend, it just proves. Every little story that we lose. We all walk streets that erase our names. Looking for a face that could hold our pain. Clock hands on the sidewalk dragging their chain. Are we holding life or just a frame? Subway car sermon, preachers on the 2 train, hustlers in the backseat, whispering a new game. Lady with a tote bag guarding her loose chains. Teenager drawing galaxies on a food stain. I watch them all like a novel with a spine on each page. A lifetime, each scar a side story. Man with the tie suit, tied like a tightrope. Eyes on a briefcase, mind on a lost glory. He tells me, kid, learn quick what you worship. I had a dream, then a destiny, a purpose. Now I only know the password to the workplace. Forgot the one that used to open up the church gates. That hit me hard like the brakes at Atlantic. Life in a rush, but the soul moves frantic. We measure our worth by the clicks in the traffic, while the quiet in our chest goes tragic. I've been that boy, staring at the cracked mirror, trying to see the man, not the mask in the picture. Fists in my pockets, anger in a whisper, asking why the rich pray, same as the drifter. We all ask why, dressed in different slang, same fear, same tears, same hunger pains. If the truth had a storefront, no neon name, just a dusty little door at the end of the lane. Maybe that's why we walk past, eyes on the cell. Scared that a single step shows heaven in jail. Scared that the answer's been simple as hell. Love what you can, let go what fell. Time don't talk, it just move. Running through my fingers like I still can't choose. Truth don't bend, it just proves. Every little story that we lose. We all walk streets that erase our names. Looking for a face that can hold our pain. Clock hands on the sidewalk dragging their chain. Are we holding life or just a frame? Some days I feel like a guest in my own skin. Lease on a life I ain't signed but I'm thrown in. If the world is a book, we just quotes in the margins. Little lines of ink while the cosmos is arguing. What if every stranger I pass is a mirror? What if every question I dodge makes it clearer? What if all the love that I lost wasn't lost? It was just teaching me the weight of the cost. Weight of the cost. Weight of the cost. Weight of the cost.
Corner store coffee, steam on my hand. Same cracked sidewalk, same strange plan. I write my name in the fog on the train glass, watch it fade fast, yeah, that's how the days pass. Old heads arguing over who had the great past. Kid on his phone, never asking how the pain lasts. Calendar flipping like cards on the sidewalk. Every little square just a frame for the mind's walk. Clock on the wall, got a limp in his tick. Maybe time ain't a line, it's a loop with a glitch. See, we chase forever in a secondhand sweater, try to fit the whole sky in a 3-letter header. God, job, bill, lost every word, heavy, every question's across. I seen truth in the judge with a bored stare. Seen lies in a hug that was take care. What if right and wrong share the same chair? And we build our beliefs out of thin air.
I'm just talking to the night, trying to find a grain of truth in the light. Every breath is alone, every hour on its own. We just pass through time while it passes through us. Trying to learn who
thing that's really ours. Why we wait a whole life for a different hour?
Stoops full of stories, ash in the ashtrays. Every great cloud got a past in the pathway. Shorty said life short while she scrolling the bad days, then laugh like the sadness was last place. I seen a man sell his watch for a warm bed, traded his whole past for a forecast, tore the band off, dropped it in the storm drain, said now I'm off the clock, maybe that's the more sane. We measure worth in the numbers on the phone plan. We measure love in the likes from a cold hand. We measure time by the years that we don't plan, then blame fate when the ground never goes as planned. What if truth just sits in the space between breaths, in the break, in the beat, in the weight of regret? Maybe heaven ain't a gate, it's a good night's rest, and hell is hearing your own voice say almost to
Under
death.
talking to the night, trying to find a grain of truth in the light. Every breath is alone, every hour on its own. We just pass through time while it passes through us, trying to learn who to be and who to trust. The moment is the only thing that's really ours. While we wait our whole life for a different hour.
Park bench prophet preaching over pigeon wings. Said son, the richest man don't own a single thing. He owns scars, owns silence in the winter wind. Every line on his face read begin again. He said time is a blade on a barber's chair. You can lose your old self or just lose your hair. Truth is a mirror in a busted frame. You stare at the crack, then forget your face. I walked off with his words in my coat sleeve, thinking about the ghost that my hopes leave. Every what if carved deep in the oak beams of a life we repaint when the coat peels. So I slow walk blocks while the world runs past, trying to listen to the quiet in the bus glass. If I only get a second in this rough draft, let me sign it with love when it's cut black.
If this is all we get, one shot, one breath, one stare, would you still chase what you chase right now? Would you still hate who you hate right now? If this is all we get, one laugh, one loss, one day, would you still say face? Just
Street steam rising, store gates halfway up, old clock in the bodega, and stuck at one. Yeah, I seen time in the lies on my uncle's face. He said, you blink once, kid, it's another decade. He poured coffee, little splash on the counter edit. Said we all live on credit from the hourglass. I took notes in the marble composition pages. Train car sermons from the half-slept sages. Lady with the crossword filling in the ages. Man with the bottle chasing nameless angels. Corner cats argue out who really woke. Then ignore the old dude asking for a coat. Even quoting big books, tiny torn notes, saying every truth costs more than a soul. Listen, I walk slow where the gum stains paint the block. Every crack in the concrete a broken clock. Every story in the lobby on a busted lock. Every yes that we swallow was a kind of knock. We just sand in the hourglass, luck in the gutter. Hands on the numbers, but we don't know the color. The last light flickered through the tenement blinds. Still we breathe, still we bleed, still we bargain with time. Truth in the smoke, in the siren hum, in the grail on the tongue of the quiet one. Whole world spinning on a fragile thread. We change life while we're dancing with death instead. My man said, bro, what you trust besides fear? I said, sometimes silence, once in a while tears. He laughed, you still think thoughts gon' pay bills? But his eyes look tired like overdue years. We grew up where
the rats learn to dodge the facts. With a map never matched how the block react. Teacher said history's written in a clean straight line, but my notebook showed loops that will fold right that. Why the rich man pity what he helped create? Why the preacher bless change with a steady face? Mama said, baby, don't let the hate move in. But it's hard when the landlord know your dinner plate. I read books till the margins turn to dust flakes. Learn that heaven might just be a lunch break. When your kid laughs loud and the pain hushed down, and your past ain't louder than the train uptown. They sell truth to slogans, buy it in bulk, but real truth feel heavy like a guilty pulse. Like a voicemail say from a friend you lost. You press play, then you press stop, then you press across. He just stand in the hourglass, stuck in the gutter. Hands on the numbers, but we don't know the color of the last light flicker through the tenement blinds. Still we breathe, still we bleed, still we party with time. Cooking the smoke and the siren hum, and the prayer on the tongue of the quiet one. Whole world spinning on the fragile bread. We chase life, I would answer with death instead. Old head on the bench says, son, come sit. Ash on his jeans, little scar on his lip. Got 3 hard spins in a lifetime of lies. Asked me anything before I finally quit. I said, what is life? He grinned, you still young. Life is what you practice between each long breath, and that breath out what you can't fix. Life is borrowed days on the layer white list. What is time? He scratched at a lotto ticket. Time is that train coming whether you win it. You can stand on the platform, swear you ain't late, but the doors don't care how you feel about fate. What is truth? He paused, took a slow small sip. Truth is the bruise under all your scripts. You can dress it in trends, you can change them fits, but alone in the mirror it still don't slip. What's a human? He looked at the traffic crawl, just a soft little question inside a skull. Little flame in the wind trying to act so tall, overpriced coat in the freezing fall.
Train screech. Steam from the grate. Old head on the crate says, Bill Young Blood. I'm from a block where the clocks got tired of us. Hands froze mid-swing over fire escapes. Wired up, dice games, babies and strollers. Sirens humming every corner like a question mark. Mine still running. See, I was raised where the stories got lead and brick. Every crack in the pavement like a pebble quick. We learned time from the bus stop, late again. From candles on the curb for a lost best friend. Teacher said history memorized these dates, but the calendar lied. Truth hidden milk crates in the liner notes of a record that the rain almost choked. I heard a trumpet solo arguing with fate. Notes bending like they trying to escape. Or maybe life is a loop, needle stuck in the groove, trying to carve a new path with the same old moves. Mop prayed in the kitchen, pots talking in cold. Pop stared at the window, heavy eyes on the road. I took all that silence, shaped it into a verse, like I measure by measure, trying to bless this curse. Sands in the subway fall through my hand. Time in the turnstile, won't understand. Truth in the cracks of the concrete land. I just write what I can, I just write what I can. Watch the world pass, face on the glass. Life in a rush, but the questions last. If everything fades like a name in the sand, I just write what I can, I just write what I can, yeah. What's a second but a step from was to is? Blink twice, little shorty now taller than this. Bench where we plotted got swallowed by a cafe. New sign, same sadness sitting in the ashtray. They sell dreams in installments, monthly fees, interest on your soul, compounding disease. We chase green to the grave, ain't stained by the chase, but the reaper don't care about the bills we face. I seen dudes traded truth for a little applause, round of claps, then collapsed in forgettable flaws. Me, I'd rather spit a bar that only 10 heads get than lie to 10 million, cash a counterfeit check. Ask the mirror, who you in the spotlight dead? When the last page flips, what's left over in your head? You ever talk to your younger self, try to explain how the heroes turn human and the joy learn pain? I told mine, yo, the monsters ain't under the bed. They in ballrooms, back rooms, inside your head. But you stronger than the stories that they wrote on your skin. Your value ain't measured by the places you've been. Sands in the subway fall through my hand. Time in the turnstile, won't understand. Truth in the cracks of the concrete land. I just write what I can, I just write what I can. Watch the world pass, face on the glass. Life in a rush, but the questions last. If everything fades like a name in the sand, I just write what I can, I just write what I can. They say live for the moment, but the moment feels thin, like smoke in the winter, going quick on the wind. So I stitch little meanings to the hem of the day, trying to keep it from unraveling and drifting away. I seen time stop on a hospital bed when the eyes just lock. Family around, hearts drowning in a steady beat. You realize every promise that you kept is what you get to keep. Existence is a tightrope, strung over the void. We balance with habits, love, vices employed. Some read scriptures, some read the stock report. Either way, we search for a way to hold court. So what is truth? Fact in the book or the scar is proof? The math that they taught or the math of the streets? 2 weeks on a check, 3 days till you eat. Maybe truth is in the laugh you share on a broke night in the last slice.
Yeah. Look, I seen time on the payphone. Dial tone hanging like a halo. Gray stone, quarter in my palm. Whole world in a click. Friend died young, name burned in the brick. Old head on the bench saying, son, don't rush. Wrinkles in his face like the subway rust. Every line on his skin held a loss, held a win, held a night he ain't proud of. Stories in the wind, I was scribbling on the transfer verbs in my veins. Whole car shaking while it curved through the rain. Thoughts on the glass, watching raindrops race. Every drip like a lifetime of race. If the truth in the cracks of the platform tiles, and aside from the clerk in the half-on smile, then this life just a puzzle with a piece in the drain. And the picture never finished, we just named the frame.
Tick tock, tick, city never answers. Hourglass leaning on the curb by the dancers. Sand in my sneakers, clock in my chest. We chase time, time watching us rest. Truth in the smoke from the grave when it rises. Truth in the shade where the hype man quiets. Life on the line between here and the skywalk. Trying to read God in the cracks of the sidewalk.
I seen love in the food stamp, hate in the rage. Boss gave sense, stole hours from my days. Mama at the sink, whole world on her wrist. Dishwater dreams, dawn soap, sore fists. She said, boy, learn numbers, they don't bend for tears. Learn how check move, how debt reappears. But my pen had a hunger that the math couldn't feed. So I wrote to the morgue and started begging for reprieve. Corner store cats talk fate by the fridge. Arguing if the rich ever live on a ridge. One said life is chance with a better disguise. Others said every choice draw a map of your mind. So which is it? Coin in the air or the hand that flip it? If I missed the train, was it meant or a misstep? Or just a dude running late, short breath, slick steps. Maybe truth in the space where the reasons hide. And the pause before we speak where the fears reside.
Tick tock, tick, city never answers. Hourglass leaning on the curb by the dancers. Sand in my sneakers, clock in my chest. We chase time, time watching us rest. Truth in the smoke from the grave when it rises. Truth in the shade where the hype man quiets. Life on the line between here and the skywalk. Trying to read God in the cracks of the sidewalk.
I seen faith in the cab light off of the night. Driver count bills, say a prayer at the light. He said if I crashed, tell my kids I was trying. Eyes on the dash where the Virgin was lying. Cross on the chain, swinging slow with the lane shifts. Whole backseat smelling like lost days tips. He asked, you believe in the purpose or you just passed through? I said I believe in the questions more than half truth. See, we born in a riddle, die in a room. Name turn smoke in a broke ass computer. Data in the drive, some kid won't read. While the graveyard roots thread deep through the street. But right now, we hear in his breath, in his brow, in his blink. While the light turn red to green. In this verse where I spill what the cracks might mean. Maybe life just alone from the dark we escape. Every heart on a clock with a fraudulent face. Maybe truth just a mirror that we dodge till it breaks. Shards on the floor showing all our mistakes.
Beat drops, beat, time had a voice, would it sound like trains? Would it cry like breaks? Would it laugh at our pain? If truth had a house, would it face our block? Or hide uptown where the curtains lock? If life had a map, would it mark this turn? Or just let us ghost town. Fast brain, steel rails hum low. I'm moving slow.
Clock on the corner, got a cracked glass grin. Seconds drip thick like the smoke I'm in. Old man on the stoop says it all comes round. And he stares at his hands like they lost and found. Bills past due, past lives in my backpack. Notebook pack, whole world in a half wrap. Every line a small fight with the void. Trying to build truth out of broken noise. Kids tag names on the shutter storefront. Say a prayer and a laugh, little nervous front. They don't know if they'll see 25. Still they crack jokes just to prove they alive. I walk slow, count breaths, count scars. Count nights spent arguing with the stars. If time is a thief in a thrift store coat, then life is a scribble in the margins I wrote. Yeah, grain in the hourglass, watch it slide. Whole world turning on the inside. Truth in the cracks where the lies can't hide. I just ride. Footprints fading in the city dust. Every heartbeat arguing with rust. If the road gives way, I adjust. I trust. Mama used to say, boy, facts ain't truth. You could quote every book, still miss the proof. Saw a preacher on the cute train, eyes like coal. Selling heaven for a swipe, never touched his soul. Saw a kid with a blade trying to cut his pain. Writing poems on his arm like a purple rain. Told him ink on the page is just as deep. He laughed once, put the metal back to sleep. What's real? Is it blood? Is it bread? Is it bills? Is it late night talks on the project hills? Is it that one good friend when the crowd fades out? Or a quiet little choice you don't brag about? I've lied to myself just to stay upright. Said I'm good through a raw wind bite. Truth ain't clean, it's a scar that you earn. It don't shine, it just burns till you learn. Yeah. Gray in the hourglass, watch it slide. Whole world turning on the inside. Truth in the cracks where the lies can't hide. I just ride. Footprints fading in the city dust. Every heartbeat arguing with rust. If the road gives way, I trust. Maybe we just stories in a stranger's head. Names on the wall once the pain all shed. If all I leave's words that my pen bled red. Did I waste my breath to rewrite dread? Ooh, sidewalk reds, rooftop doubt. Same sky listening, different routes. If time stopped now, what I talk about? Probably love, not clout. I've seen time fold like a cheap gold chain. Best friends fade, old flames lose flame. Chase fast things, almost lost my way. Then I heard my own voice say stay. There's a kid in my hood that reminds me of me. Same hoodie, same questions, same cracked teeth. He asked what's life, I ain't got that key. Just said take care what you choose to be. We all drop crumbs in a dark long hall. Hope someone coming next won't slip and fall. Maybe that's all, just leave one light. A small warm line in a long cold night. If truth is a house, I'm still on the stoop. Knocking with a verse and a folded loop. When the last bar echoes and the crowd get thin, I still spit gems to the empty wind. Yeah, gray in the hourglass, watch it slide. Whole world turning on the inside. Truth in the cracks where the lies can't hide. I just ride. Footprints fading in the city dust. Every heartbeat arguing with rust. If the road gives way, I adjust. I trust.
Street lights blink, but the night moves on. Same old script, brand new dawn.
Yeah. Corner store clerk, counting singles in the neon hum. Old man talking to his coffee like the day already won. I'm staring at the clock, graffiti on the train map. Hands chasing numbers, numbers never run back. Nah. Time's the landlord knocking at the thin door. Every second that you spend, he gon' send for. Or the rent that you pay with your breath long. Or the debts that you made trying to stretch time. Mama said, boy, choose your truth or choose you. Mirror said, you wear that mask like it grew you. I've been on the stoop, count questions like loose change.
Every answer that I get kinda feels strange. Why we worship gold, knowing skin gon' wrinkle? Why we chase a crown that could roll like a nickel? Why we beef in the building, same fire escape? When the block flood out, we the same escape. Seen a kid skip school for a quick flip. Learn math in the alley, how to ship bricks. But he still got a mind like a lit wick. If he see another way, would he switch scripts? Clock hands on the corner, spinning in a straight line. Old head say, oh faith, you don't want say take mine. Life is just a long walk, looking for a true sign. I've been trying to slow time down inside a new rhyme. Clock hands on the corner, spinning in a straight line. Truth hide in plain view, right there between the gray sky and the train lines. Every day another page in a book we can't rewind. I've been trying to know me before I run out of time. Yeah. I've been trying to know me before I run out of time. Yeah. I was raised with a bridge. Kiss the river where the cold cut deep, make a grown man shiver. Rats in the tracks, rats in the system. Judge got a quota, preacher got a vision. Politician talk slick like a grease spot. Promise you a key to a cheap box. They gon' sell you any dream that the TV stream. Turn a human to a hashtag and call that a team. I seen truth in the tear on my father's cheek when he said, I ain't scared, I'm just feeling weak. Seen truth in my mother folding last week's shirt, saying love mean you stand even when it hurts. Resistance ain't a meme, it's a mean fight. You either glow from within or you need light. Every breath is a bet that you're still here. Every fear is a fence you can peel clear. What's a past life worth if you learn nothing? What's a fast life worth if you burn, cousin? I'd rather move slow with my thoughts straight than arrive to the grave at a top rate. Clock hands on the corner, spinning in a straight line. Old head say, oh faith, young ones say take mine. Life is just a long walk, looking for a true sign. I've been trying to slow time down inside a new rhyme. Clock hands on the corner, spinning in a straight line. Truth out in plain view, right there between the gray sky and the train lines. Every day another page in the book we can't rewind. I've been trying to know me before I run out of time. Yeah. I've been trying to know me before I run out of time. Yeah. Young shorty on the steps, head in a notebook, drawing whole worlds that the block never once took. He said, OG, what's life? I said, that's lab, part science, part soul, part answered prayers, part trauma you inherit from a last name, part karma, part luck in a crash lane, part roof that you sleep under when the rain talk, part choice every time that your pain walk. You can measure every second on a wristband. Yeah.
Same block, same cracks, same clock, hands trapped.
Yeah, I seen years in a lunch line. Watch dreams get cut like they lunchtime. Quarter to $1 in a blunt rhyme. Kids roll hope, hit once, then they unwind. Time talk slick out the bus glass. Whole life framed in a bus pass. Mama worked late for the must-haves. Pop ghosted, left us where his trust was. Homies turn ghosts, but the milk still. Spoil in the fridge when the bill chill. Late on the rent, but the guilt will. Crawl in your chest when the crib still. I learned truth from a lock gate. From a judge with a bored face. From a friend that said call and he lost trace. From a watch with a crack still correlate. What's the second when your cousin on the phone line, waiting on a pill, hoping that it go fine. Calendar pages, feel like a clothesline. Whole life hanging in the courtroom, cold shine. Yeah, we chase clocks, they don't chase us. Yeah, we chase likes, they don't taste much. We chase names, we don't face us. Tryna buy time, can't save us. Yeah, clock hands on concrete. Time drips slow in the cold street. Truth in the cracks where the stones meet. If you listen, you can hear your soul speak, yeah. Old heads on the stoop, talk deep. Say the real in between slow sips. Life pass in a blue smoke street. Blink once, whole hood goes quick. This that train car sermon at the last stop. Preacher with a flask in his backpack. Quote old verses in the past talk. Say son, every lie got a trap door. He said you want truth, start doubting it. Anything too neat, got counterfeit. If it fit too clean, that's an outfit. Real feels rough when you're around it. Truth ain't a tweet you can scroll through. It's your heart when the crib get cold too. It's your face in the glass when you sold you for a little bit of buzz that controlled you. I seen time in a nurse shift, an entire pair of eyes on the first lift, and the hand that still shake when the work shift over. But the trauma never turned quits. We taught life like a long road, but it's more like doors in a hall though. You pick one, some close, some all broke, some led back to the same old wall smoke. Say, what if heaven just a quiet room? Just you and the truth that you hide from. Every lie that you love, every side's done. Play back on a loop while your mind run. So I write with the weight of that. Every bar like a faded map, tryna find where the faith is at. In a world that trades souls like a way to cash. Clock hands on concrete, time drips slow in the cold streets. Truth in the cracks where the stones meet. If you listen you can hear your soul speak. Old heads on the stoop talk deep. Say the real in between slow sips. Life passing a blue smoke street. Blink once, whole hood goes quick. We here, then gone. Name on the wall, then paint come off. Love turn ash, then rain run off. Still we reach for the flame in the dark. We lie, pray in a cab when we scared to die. Trade our days for a piece of the sky, and forget what we paid, wonder why. I had talks with the night bus seats. Ask God if he ride these streets. If he ever took a 5 train, eyes half slit. Seen a kid sell pills just to buy crack sneaks. If the truth wear Tim's or a silk robe. If it live in the church or the 5th floor. If it hide in the book that we still quote. Why the block bleed red on the brick road? Maybe life just a short lease. You decorate the room, then the tour seats. You return all the keys that you wore, Pete. And they sweet.
Da, 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 da.
Yeah. Late bus. Cold wind on the corner, clock on the bodega, stuck at 3 in the morning. Yeah. I seen decade drip off a tilted stoop step. Little kids trade dreams for a blue Kool-Aid breath. Old heads play chess on a cracked milk crate. Say the board never changes, just the names on the face. Graffiti on the shutters like scriptures in the rush. Every tag a tiny sermon, now we scribble out of dust. I learned time ain't a line, it's a circle at a standstill. You run until you're dizzy, end up right where your hands feel. My man said, truth's quiet, lies let it talk loud. I heard wisdom in the sirens cutting through the crowd. Under flickering fluorescence where the rats on the night. You either chase another dollar or you stare into your life. Why my father count hours, why my mother count stains. Why I measure every summer by the growth of my pain. If the past is a prison and the future just a myth, then the present is a witness we keep losing when we drift. Tick-tock on the crack wall, time fall from the clock to the gutter. We all run from the same fall, same rain, same stain in the water. Truth hide in the small things, sidewalk chalk, payphones, old rings. If life is just a long swing, hold tight when the world gets darker. I seen God in the token booth counting out change. Halo made of dust around fluorescent frames. Lady sweeping up tickets like she sweeping up days. Throw them all in the bag, toss them out with the haze. What if heaven just a diner on a slow Tuesday? Eggs over easy with the ghost you betrayed. You apologize soft over lukewarm tea, and they shrug, say that's life, then they all let you be. We debate on the train about free will and fate. He say choice is an illusion, still he's showing up late. I say if we just atoms on a random parade, why your heart still break at a funeral wave? The truth tastes bitter like the last of the cough syrup. Kids sip it anyway, trying to fake being bigger. Existence is a riddle with the answer in reverse. You don't solve it by explaining, you just live through the verse. Word. Tick-tock on the cracked wall, time fall from the clock to the gutter. We all run from the same fall, same rain, same stain in the water. Truth hide in the small things, sidewalk chalk, payphones, old rings.
If life is just a long swing, hold tight when the world gets darker. Project hallway echo, slip a light under doors. Where a mother count pills till her fingers feel sore. Where a kid find hope in a beat in the bar. Turn a roach-infested room to a personal star. I write rhymes in the margins of a wrinkled receipt. Every line like a footprint in invisible streets. I've been looking for a purpose like I dropped it last night. On a corner by the hydrant where we argue about life. Is truth in a textbook? Is it stuck in the church? Is it buried in a sentence that you read and it hurts? Maybe truth just a mirror you can't stand the face. So you blame the broken glass for reflecting your waste. I had homies that vanished in the chemical smoke. Turn their bodies to a lab just to test every hope. Now I pray for them quiet when the city go dim. Ask the sky hard questions, hear my echo ask again. Yeah. We all bleed minutes in the moonlight. Trade them all for a cheap high. Every second got a blue price. Every truth got two lies. Eyes open in a closed world. Heart heavy like a old word. If this all just a cold swirl, why my chest feels so stirred? Tick-tock on the crack wall. We all run from the same fall. Truth hide in the small thing. If life is just a long swing.
Yeah. Clock hands. Listen.
Caught between the crosswalk paint and the rust on the rail. Old heads on the stoop, still discussing what failed. Young shorty on the corner trying to customize fate. Same block, different watch, every number debate. I seen summers turn to rumors, winners flipping to fate. Seen a liar quote a scripture with conviction on his face. They sell hope in a bottle, truth tucked in a crate. Behind the bodega curtain where they gossip and pray. My uncle taught me time's a landlord, rent due in your bones. Every wrinkle is an invoice, every scar is a loan. You can hide behind a logo, you can stunt with a stone. But when the mirror starts speaking, you stand there alone. I wrote rhymes on receipts on the back of my debts. Every bar a little bargain that I made with regret. Trying to measure out meaning in these minimal steps. But the ruler keep bending when it meet with my flesh. I watched a rich kid panic when the Wi-Fi dropped, while a man down the block tried to buy 5 crops from a food cart asking for a line of credit. Same hunger, different flavor, same stomach upset, and we chase it. Someday like it owe us a favor, but someday never answer it. Just shuffle the paper, the calendar bleed ink. Days drip to the floor. You blink at your reflection and it look like before. Nah, it's older in the eyes, heavier in the stance. You ain't lazy, you just learn what it costs to advance. So I pace with intention through the noise and the smoke, where the truth speaks soft, but the lies beat it in votes.
Yeah. Clock hands on the concrete, ticking in my mind while the whole block breathe. Every second that we spend, we don't get no receipt. Is it life that we live or a life on lease? Clock hands on the concrete. Same gray stone where the lost heart bleed. I've been searching for the truth on these cold dark streets. If it's talking or whisper, I just hope I can read, yeah.
Heard a preacher on a train, tied loose, voice hoarse. Said we all want freedom, but we don't know the source. Girl with the nose ring, rolling eyes, of course, but clinging to a self-help book like a life force. I ain't different. I've been scrolling through illusions for clues, where opinions dress as facts and get paid off views. Algorithm act friendly, but it feeds you with views. Every click another brick in your personal tool. So I unplug, let the city be the screen I read. Graffiti on the shutters, spelling out I greed. Tag says trust less, next wall, trust need. Contradiction in the letters like a modern creed. I asked the OG, what you think truth is? He said it's what you still believe when it costs you to live. Then he coughed into a rag, took a drag, small sip of that corner store coffee, eyes dark, wrist tip. We talk time like it's simple, like a straight long line, but it loop on itself every time you rewind. Same fights at the table, same script, same lies, same toast at the wedding, same tears when it dies. It's the past is a prison and the future's a myth. Then the present just a witness that we scared to admit. We distract, overpack every minute we get, so we don't hear the silence say you ain't finished yet. My homie said, bro, all that deep talk boring. Then he stared at the ceiling till 4 in the morning. Truth
Knock gentle doesn't kick your end. It just sit in the corner while your conscience storming.
Clock hands on the concrete, ticking in my mind while the whole block breathe. Every second that we spend, we don't get no receipt. Is it life that we live or a life on lease?
Concrete.
Train screech, steam from the grate. Old heads on the stoop, whole block stay awake. Got my notebook stained from the coffee and the rain. I was raised where the sun takes a long way to the veins, where the clock on the bodega got the wrong time daily, but the dice know the hour when they crack on the pavement. Plainly saw a child blow smoke, was trying to spell out free. Saw a suit on the corner, buy a soul by 3. Every second is a verdict, every breath is a receipt. You can pay with your attention or get taxed in your sleep. I've been scribbling these questions in the margins of the night, like if truth is a blade, while we polish up the lies. If time is a landlord, why the rich get grace, but a late fee for the poor kid hit his mama in the face.
Clock hands on the concrete, tick tick in the cracks of the street. Yeah, whole life in a heartbeat, laid out where the rail lines meet. Truth hides in the tongue tied between what we say, what we keep. I've been walking with my eyes wide, trying to find what's real underneath.
I remember Uncle James, he was laughing every day till the plan shut down and the lights slid away. He used to tell me, little man, count your minutes, not your chains. Don't mistake a moving body for a mind that ever changed. He was talking about that treadmill work, pay diary run, whole hood on a hamster wheel chasing that weak sun. So I learned to read the faces like graffiti on a train. Every tag is a question, will the world know my name? We immortal in our stories, not the stone, not the gold. It's the rumor of your courage that survives when you go. So I speak for the quiet ones cramped in the back of the bus, who can solve any problem but can't budget any trust. And I've been cool with the chaos cause existence is a glitch. You get born with a sense, you decide if it's a myth.
Clock hands on the concrete, tick tick in the cracks of the street. Tick tick, whole life in a heartbeat, laid out where the rail lines meet. Truth hides in the tongue tied between what we say, what we keep. Said I've been walking with my eyes wide, trying to find what's real underneath. Past is a shadow and the future just a rumor. Then the present is a mirror where we wrestle with the rumors. If the system is a story that we read till we comply, what happens when a child draws his ending in the sky? Yeah. Older now, same borough, different view. I can hear the city breathing when the dawn cuts through. See the steam from the manholes like the blocks exhale, like the earth hold its trauma under concrete scales. I'm at peace with the question more than any clean reply, cause the moment you define it, half the meaning just dies. You can chase every answer about the how, when, who, but the why sits quiet, sipping coffee with you. On the nights I feel hollow, like the train left my name. I remember I'm an echo of some stars' old flame. We are fragments, fabric, stitched in invisible thread. I ain't searching to be famous, I'm just fighting to be said. So when my time runs out and the tape hits phase, let them find these bars like a note in the train. Let them hear one line for less alone that day. If I did that once, then I didn't die in vain. Clock hands on the concrete, tick tick in the cracks of the street. Whole life in a heartbeat, heartbeat, heartbeat.
Turn the city down, let the record breathe. Clock on the wall got his eyes on me.
I see my face in the train door, blurred in the glass like a faint thought. 80-something summers in the paint splat on the side of this car, that's the Saints War.
Old heads on the bench speaking parables. So don't gamble your soul for the tangible. Cards on the cardboard, coins in the paper cup. Time playing dealer while we try to keep our patience up. Every block got a story you could bleed from. Kids draw halos and chalk where they grieve from. Speed run childhood, scrolling through a cheap phone, searching for a self that they never got to be from. I read the cracks in the pavement like scripture. Lines in my palm match lines in the system. Both hands dirty, still washing off fiction. Truth in the distance, I walk toward the whisper.
Hourglass in the subway, sand in my shoes. Every little grain is a choice that I choose. Life on the dash like a yellow cab move. If time is a liar, what's left that's true? What's left that? Hourglass in the subway, sand in my shoes. Faces in the blur, but the questions stay glued. If truth is a mirror, who you talking to? Who you talking?
Yeah, I seen preachers with pockets like landlords, blessing every Benz in the back lot. Carport, quote a little verse, then they pass round that hat brim. Same old pattern, they cashing in on bad whims. I ain't here to clown faith, I just doubt frauds and sell you forever, then bounce with your house gone. We born in the rules that we never gotta vote for. Labels on the door frame, chains on the coat hook. Mama worked doubles, knuckles in the dishwater. Pops took a plea deal, name in the court order. I learned early that the law gotta lean. Bend into the green like a spine with a scheme. So I study every lie they present as a lesson. History is written by the hands with the weapons, but the ink still drips from the ones under pressure. Graffiti on the steel, that's the people's confession. I don't need a pulpit, I preach from the payphone. Dial tone humming like find your way home. Every short breath is a verse on a tight loop. Life is the test, you correct your own typo.
Hourglass in the subway, sand in my shoes. Every little grain is a choice that I choose. Life on the dash like a yellow cab move. If time is a liar, what's left that's true? What's left though? Hourglass in the subway, sand in my shoes. Faces in the blur, but the questions stay glued. If truth is a mirror, who you talking to? Who you talking to?
Look, you can measure every second on your wristband. Still miss the moment where your kid laughs. You could chase a big bag, stack it in a split level. Still feel small when you sit with your own shadow. I seen bright minds drown in the dull day, scrolling past pain like it's just another cold case. I seen quiet kids carry galaxies in notebooks, never say a word, whole worlds in the margins they don't show.
Am I my worst thought on a bad night? Or the man that I am when I act right? Or the ghost in the frame on my grand page, frozen in a pose that I barely even stand like? Questions on my tongue like a landmine. Step wrong, blow every plan out the damn sky. But that's truth though, it don't move from my mood swings. It just sits there waiting till I prove things. They told me chase dreams, left out the fine print. Dreams chase back, ass tax on your time spent. Every little habit is a brick in a tall wall. Every little fear is a chain on a long walk. So I lay mine down on the train tracks, let the eye in.
Clock hands on the concrete. Train brakes in the dark. Old heads not on the corner. Young kids chase a spark. I was raised where the payphones cry. Loose change in the tray, whole day in my eyes. Old lady on the stoop said, boy, time flies. But the second-hand limp took its time to arrive. Bodega light flicker, that's my first religion. Cats arguing on politics in prison in the kitchen. I listen, every sentence like a sentence you were living. Every minute like a minute you were missing. What is truth? Is it written in a book with a name? Or in that look when your man never came? I seen time fold in the smoke, rain vanish in the rain. Seen a liar quote scripture with a trembling vein. Corner preachers talk heaven with holes in their socks. Young shorty talk revenge with a stone in his heart. I just walk counting cracks in the block, thinking every little fracture is a memory we drop. Clock hands on the concrete, still spin slow. Same block, same sky, but we don't grow. Tell me what's real when the lies feel close. I'm just trying to find truth in the echo. Days fade, dreams trade for a bill to fold. We chase bright things till our eyes get old. If If time is a thief, I ain't scared no more. I just write what it stole on the corner store door. My cousin said the system is a red arcade. You keep feeding in your life, never win that game. He got lost in the sentences, printed in his name. Judge slam, wood time stretched like a hallway frame. I visited, saw years in the dust on the glass. Saw a boy in his grin, then it shattered to ash. He asked, what is life? Is it pain plus laughs? Is it just one chance and a whole lot of math? I ain't had those answers, only have a Metro card. Only wish I could rewind them to the back of the yard, where the hoop had no net, but our hope had sparks. Where we talked about the charts, not the cold ass bars. I learned truth, got layers like a project wall. First code is the color, then the cracks you draw. Under that, old tags from a kid who's gone. Under that, just brick, under brick, just fall. Clock hands on the concrete, still spin slow. Same block, same sky, but we don't glow. Tell me what's real when the lies feel close. I've been digging for the core and the echo. Days fade, names fade off the mailroom notes. We chase quick highs till the veins run cold. If time is a judge, I'll appeal that role. I just carve my case in the subway post. Is a moment never over if you never let it leave? Are we more than our memories of people we believed? If the past feels present when you're walking up the street, maybe time ain't a line, it's a circle in your sleep, yeah. Is the truth still true if it never gets heard? If you die with your story living quiet in your nerves, I just spill my nerve endings in these verbs. Let the block be the choir for the hurt. I seen scholars in sneakers, prophets in rags, geniuses on the bus with their brain in a bag. Old man sweeping glass like he's sweeping his past. Said he lost 20 years in the bottom of a glass. What's existence? He shrugged, pointed up at the bricks. Said, kid, every day you wake up, that's a glitch. You weren't old this minute, you weren't sold this breath. So every step that you take, pay respect to the dead, yeah. So I pace like a monk in some busted Timbs. Meditate on the gum stains, rust and sins. Every stain is a story, every story a limb on the tree of this city that I'm rooted in. If truth is a mirror, then ours got cracks. You see yourself clearer where the glass breaks back. And life.
Same city, different second. Listen up. Yeah. Woke up to a siren and a steam pipe hiss. Calendar on the fridge, pages bleed like wrist. Clock hands, tap dance on my chip paint wall. They've been pacing in a circle, ain't going nowhere at all. Roaches in the hallway, neighbors bang doors. Old heads argue about a war, they ain't fought before. I pour tap water, watch the surface vibrate. Every ripple like a timeline, bending my fate. Mars Bible on the table with a Metro card. Both promise some escape, one local, one far. I've been marking up the margins with my late night thoughts. Tiny universes living in these ink blot spots. What is time but a breath? We agreed was a minute. What is truth but a mirror? Only clear when you win it. I see my younger self staring from the kitchen glass, asking did you make it? I just let the moment pass. Hourglass in the train yard, sand in my shoes. Same steel tracks, different lifetimes I choose. If the days run together, am I stuck or I move? I'm just walking through a world that keeps losing its proof. Tick-tock on the platform, echoes and loops. Old paint peeling off the pillars like clues. If the truth feels heavy, let it sit in the booth. I'll rhyme it into something you can carry as you move. Shorty on the corner selling incense sticks. Says time is an illusion, hand stained with the mix. Smoke climb, writing secrets on the sky so slow. Letters fade before I read them, that's how seconds go. My man doing 5 upstate, calling collect. Said the days taste the same, like regret in his chest. But the nights feel longer when you stare at the door that don't open, just echo when you yell at the floor. I told him mind travel, bro, trace the cracks in the cell. Each line is a story only you can tell. You survived every version of the world so far. That means the scars on your arms outlive some stars. I'm in this deli line, scrolling through another debate. Everybody got a truth they can't wait to inflate. Screens shine like halos on some borrowed heads. Preachers in the comments throwing borrowed lead. My grandma said, listen more than you speak, child. Truth show up quiet, dressing something real mild. So I zip my coat, watch the traffic crawl slow, thinking every red light's just a sign to let go.
Hourglass in the train yard, sand in my shoes. Same steel tracks, different lifetimes I choose. If the days run together, am I stuck or I move? I'm just walking through a world that keeps losing its proof. Tick-tock on the platform, echoes and loops. Old paint peeling off the pillars like clues. If the truth feels heavy, let it sit in the boot. I'll rhyme it into something, yeah, carry as you move. What if time is a circle, not a line we chase? What if death just returns us to an unseen place? What if love is the only thing that don't decay? Why the realest ones leave, why the lame stay? Questions on my tongue like seeds on my plate. Some I gotta choose, some I gotta just wait. I ain't got the answers, I just know this sin. Smell of rain in the subway, somewhere in between. Hey, bench by the river, watching currents explain how you never touch the same water twice, but it's the same. Like every conversation with my pops felt new. Same chair, same stare, different wounds that he grew. He said, son, I chased money till the years ran thin. Had a watch on my wrist, never watch within. You can stack for the win and still be broken the soul. Don't confuse getting older with actually grown. He grown, 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 he grown.
Train break scream. Steam on the grate. Storefront gate. Halfway raised. Old man sweeping. Ash off the stoop. Kids in the park. Arguing truth. My borough talk in a mumble. Sidewalks stumble. Brick walls bubble with paint and struggle. Every face a puzzle. Every wrinkle a map. Every laugh got a crack. Every joy got a trap. See time on the hand of the man on the corner. Yellow teeth grin, building his palm like a warning. He say, kid, watch the minutes you spend, cause the ones you throw away never circle again. I wrote that in the margins of a Metro card. Ink bleed like the city when it rained too hard. All the questions that we carry in a JanSport bag, mixed with crumbs, old gum, and a wrinkle tag. Like, why the rush when the graveyard patient? Why they sell a dream for the same old payments? Why every truth feels staged on page? Why the wise sound crazy in the loudest ages? I seen faith in a broke man eyes, sharing fries with his son like a gold franchise. He ain't on one share of the world outside, but he split what he had, that's a kingdom in disguise. Dust on the clock, still the clock don't stop. No, hands keep running through the same old blocks. Yeah, we chase one truth through a maze of talk till the day we drop, till the day we drop. Yeah, cracks in the glass, but the sky looks sharp. Life right lines in a crowded car. We all bleed time, that's the rarest part. Dust on the clock, dust on the heart. Every stop sign red, think when I walk past. Caught between a quick fix and a thought that lasts. In a world where a lie get a front row seat, and the truth sells zines on a one-way street. We debate what real in a comment thread, while a mom count change by a hospital bed. Every breath that we get is an unpaid debt. We forget till a siren hum in the dusk and reset. I seen God in the smallest shifts, like the hand on the pole when the train just lurch. Strangers lean, instinct knit, whole car sway so we don't all hit dirt. Maybe heaven just a crowded ride, where we finally see each other as the same inside. Wear the suit, the janitor, the kid, the guide, all night like, yeah, we survived that time. My homie said, what if this all just math? Cells divide, stars die, just a failing graph. I said, cool, but explain this laugh. How a broke dude joke cut the dark in half. Explain how grief make a quiet room ring. How a simple hug feel like a secret spring. If we only atoms in a senseless spin, why the hell we care if the pain get thin? Dust on the clock, still the clock don't stop. Nope. Hands keep running through the same old blocks. We chase one truth through a maze of talk till the day we drop, till the day we drop. Yeah. Cracks in the glass, but the sky looks sharp. No life right lines in a crowded car. We all bleed time, that's the rarest part. Dust on the clock, dust on the heart. One life, two sides, 3 a.m., 4 rise, same route. New mind, what you keep, what you leave behind. I've been folding my regrets like shirts, stacked in a drawer that I never unearthed. Maybe all that hurt, just fuel for the verse, or a way to remember what the silence were. Truth
walk slow in the loud bazaar. Vendors scream dreams from a cheap bazaar. Every slogan, token, glowing ball, trying to sell you a self with a nicer scar. But you can't palm pain for a brand new name. Can't trade chain for a chain, it's the same old chain. I learned that by chain, raindrop stain. The same brownstone where my uncle slain. He died over pride, that's a lowercase god. Tiny throne in the mind, but dust on the clock.